Glory to the Father, the Son, and Holy Spirit. Today I would like to speak on the topic of the marriage supper of the Lamb. And today I'm just going to be reading from the book of Revelations to bring some truth to the light of the marriage supper of the Lamb. And it reads, "Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife hath made herself ready. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white. For the fine linen is the righteousness of the saints. And he saith unto me, Write, Blessed are they which are called into the marriage supper of the Lamb. And he saith unto me, These are the true sayings of the Most High. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, See, thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Christ. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Christ is the spirit of prophecy. And I saw heaven open, and behold a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew but himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of the Most High. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and the wrath of the Almighty power. And he hath on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, Come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great power, that ye may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. And I saw the beasts and the kings of the earth, and their armies, gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse, and against his army. And the beast was taken with him, the false prophet, that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast into a lake of fire, burning with brimstone. And the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, which sword proceeded out of his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh." So here we have the marriage supper of the Lamb, and we have the blessed that are called to this marriage supper of the Lamb. Now, often many people state that this is the so-called rapture, but as we just read, this supper is to eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of the horses that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. And this is upon the arrival of the army that's coming with him, and the ones that will be caught up with him when he returns. This is the true marriage supper of the Lamb. These people that are being called to this marriage supper of the Lamb are the ones that are alive and remain, and will meet the Lord in the air when he returns to destroy these kings, these captains, these mighty men, the flesh of horses, and them that sit on them, and of men, both free and bond, both small and great. I don't know about you, but I would be blessed to join this army, but I would be hesitant to be the actual supper of the Lamb. So this is self-explanatory. The marriage supper of the Lamb is the return of the Messiah to destroy kings, captains, mighty men, horses, men, both free and bond, and small and great. These armies. This is the true meaning of the marriage supper of the Lamb. Those who have an ear, let them hear what the Spirit is saying.